Welcome to our BC Council. We're ready to go. Well, we had a packed agenda in Whistler this week, an incredible lineup of speakers on the first day. We heard reports from national officers, we had the Premier of the province here, we had the Labour Minister here. Just amazing stories from our members, asking the Premier direct questions, packed lineup.
This has been a great BC Council for all kinds of reasons. Our locals are doing a ton of work all across British Columbia, from health and safety to making sure that our voices are heard in government, but particularly the work that our BC activists did to re-elect a progressive government in Canada.
There's still enormous challenges in the province. We're very pleased that the NDP was re-elected with a majority government. Our local in particular did our best to try to send as many activists and do everything we could to lead to that result. It goes to show too that, getting involved makes a difference.
I don't think we would be here without the efforts of Labour as a whole and the efforts of your volunteers across the province. It's great for me to see all of the things you were up to prepare for the election. And I'm so grateful. Everywhere I went, every stop I made, there were Unifor members there.
This council really brought home to our members how the connection between the workplace, the work that they did in the election, and now the platform commitments that the BC NDP has run on. Action on forestry, on making sure that doctors' notes are going to be banned for short-term illnesses, making sure that we talk about transit funding or the private delivery of public transit. And I think the delegates got to see how all the lobbying, how all the activism that BC Regional Council people have been doing has translated into not only helping to protect and save our NDP government, but to get those real commitments into the platform. They started to realize this is actually going to happen, and it can happen if Unifor people are pushing hard, and that's exactly what we intend to do.
I know you remember the first Trump term. Tariffs on Canadian sectors, on aluminum, on steel, on forestry, attacks on women's rights and workers' rights and human rights. And now we're right back there.
The industry is already facing punitive effects of the softwood lumber tariffs, and the expectations on the trade front are grim. Our members across the industry are going into bargaining next year, and many of them are worried about what the next year holds.
In Canada right now, we are in for the fight of our lives. Canada has a lot of leverage. We have things that the US needs, so we have to use that leverage to get the very best deal possible for Canadian workers. We're going to need all of us, all 320,000 workers, this entire union from coast to coast to coast, to focus on this one problem.
We are facing a 25% tariff. It was important to be able for the Premier and I to meet with your leadership today to talk about that, to talk about what the response of our government is, how we're working with other premiers and federal leadership, and how we're going to work together as part of Team BC to combat that.
There'll be 3 marshals in the center, and then there'll be 2 marshals at the front.
Saturday, we had an amazing rally to support Whistler hotel workers. We were fighting for fairness for hotel workers, because what the hotels up here are trying to do is get away cheap. They're not trying to match the patterns that we've set in Vancouver and Victoria, and so it was great to take to the streets of Whistler.
Hotels don't want to pay us for inflation, as everything's high, so we need to make more, what we deserve. Hotel workers we deserve more wages.
Unifor stands in solidarity with the hotel workers of Whistler and the struggle that they face to achieve fair wages and dignity in the workplace. Today, we raise our voices, not just for fair pay, but for the right to live with dignity.
And we saw during COVID, we saw the hospitality industry, we saw the workers. They were the first ones laid off, 100% layoffs. They still came to work. They were the last ones to be recalled, and now they're not being treated with respect. Shame! Shame! So brothers and sisters, we are here. We are the largest private sector union in Canada. We're going to have your back now, tomorrow, the next day, until we get you the contract that you have, and we get all the non-union workers to join us here so we can get you fair wages now. Solidarity, sisters and brothers, let's do this! Woo!
you know, seeing all of us do that rally for the Whistler workers, and those workers realizing that, hey, I got a whole union of, you know, 315,000 members behind me that are going to come and help us if we have to go out on strike or if we need more support. They're going to come and be here for us.
It gives me great honor and privilege to welcome Bill Gaucher as he gives his final financial report as Secretary Treasurer for the BCRC.
It was wonderful yesterday for BCRC recognizing Bill as their only financial secretary of this council, and we know he's always done a wonderful job with his local 114, and he'll continue to play that role for the foreseeable future. That's for sure. Knowing Bill, he'll always be there for the membership.
In honor of your remarkable dedication and commitment over the years, your contributions have made a lasting impact and inspired those around you. Thank you for your years of service and best wishes in your new chapter.
We get together for BC Council with different folks from different sectors all across BC to talk about matters that mean most to us. Health and safety, mental health and addictions, the things that are happening in our mining industry, our forestry industry, our hospitality industry. It's good to get different perspectives from different members of what's happening out there in the world and in our hometowns. It's great to see when we have recommendations or resolutions come to the floor that we have Unifor members standing up to the mics and speaking very passionately about the things that matter to them most.
You know, we don't feel alone in our struggles. You know, enriched would be the thing. I felt enriched and very encouraged to know that a lot of people, a lot of the different locals are facing the same problems that we do.
This meeting was about meeting with politicians, with leaders, people that inspire us, and people that we can learn from. Connecting with other delegates, other activists, and just finding out what's going on in this region.
A renewed sense of militancy is also cropping up among workers in the face of low wages and high inflation. It's inspiring others to demand better from their employers and to hit picket lines if necessary, as tens of thousands of Unifor members have done in the past 2 years, and we have stood with them every step of the way. Well, I hope the members out in BC see the incredible work that's being done, but even if you couldn't attend in person, it doesn't matter, because we want to reach out to you. We want to reach out into your local unions. We want to give opportunities for our members in British Columbia to participate in the many campaigns that Unifor is involved with, whether that's lobbying, whether that's rallies, helping to sign petitions, or even just talking to other people in the workplace about the important issues that Unifor members are putting forward. There's room for everyone in our union, and we want to make sure everyone's a part of the incredible work going forward.